Hi guys, this is Josh Blatt with BW Modern. Today we're going to go over how to put in a window in your 3D design. Most of the time in your kitchen you're going to have a window, and typically you're going to want your sink center of your window. I would say, out of the thousands of kitchens I've designed, the sink is typically always under the kitchen window. So we're going to start with finding the window that we want to use. So we're going to come over here to the room settings, windows, doors tab, and we're going to open up our windows, and we're going to find one that just kind of looks like, a good representation of what we're using at our house. So I'm gonna bring in this one. I'm gonna stick it to the wall over here. So now that I have my window in the designer, we need to make it the same size as what we physically measure, in our house. So say, we're measuring our window, and our window measures, 92 inches wide, and say it measures, 48 inches tall, and, it's that depth. And then we want to, determine where we want it to live in the design. So we can say we need this thing to be, say it's just center of your kitchen here. This is a, maybe a three-sided kitchen design. It's just center of that room, but you'll want to physically measure where it's at, in real life at your project. So if I take this thing here, I'm just going to center it in the space that we have, which should be about 54 inches. Yeah, which it is. And then from the floor up, I'm going to put this at 39. Maybe that's about where it lives in real life there. So now we have our window placed, and just like anything in the designer, if you click on it and you highlight it, you'll have control over, the size and whatever options are available for that component in the left-hand sidebar here. So now we've got our window placed. When we're doing a kitchen design, we always want to, place the mechanical stuff first, and then just use your kind of simple cabinets to just kind of fill in the space in between. So now that we know where our window's at and we have it here in our design, let's go ahead and grab our kitchen sink. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to find my kitchen sink. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to bring in one with a rollout under it. So I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to snap it to the wall there. And then, we want to center it on the window. So, you guys might have to do a little math to get it where you want, but the way you would do it is, say our window is actually, off center for whatever reason. I'm going to make it 53 and a half. So our window is off center at 53 and a half. So how I'm going to figure out that centering is I'm going to take the width of the window, which is 92 inches on my calculator, and then I'm going to deduct, or I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm going to divide that by 2, and that's going to give me 46 inches. Now I'm going to take the dimension that it is from the corner, and out of this I'm going to work out of this left-hand corner. So I'm going to add 53 and a half to that, 5. And so that's going to give me my center line of this window at 99 and a half inches. Even though it's kind of off center in the room, we want to make sure our cabinets are going to line up center of that window. So now that we have our center line of our window established at 99 and a half inches, we need to get our cabinet sink centered on this window. So what I'm going to do that is, your standard width sink base cabinet, typically 36 inches. That's gonna fit any standard kind of sink base that you're gonna come across. So we're gonna take this sink base here. We know our center line is 99 and a half on the window center. So I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna take the cabinet width here of 36. I'm going to divide that by 2, which is going to give me 18. So I'm going to take the center line of this, which is 99 and a half, and then I'm going to deduct the 18 inches, which is center of this cabinet, which that's going to leave me with a distance of 81 and a half. So if I select my sink base here and I put it at 81 and a half, it's going to be centered on the window appropriately, how we want it. And so that's how I typically go about, centering and placing a window. Look at that. You can see your neighbors down the street. That's actually pretty cool. So that's how I would go about putting my sink and my window in.